glass in the backseat, lipstick on the glass. City lights flicker as we drive too fast. Radio playing that American song, told me I was perfect, but you were wrong. You said I was your baby, then left with the morning tide. You made me feel like heaven, now I'm just trying to survive. Coney Island Lullaby, you kissed me in the moonlight, said we never say goodbye, but your hands were cold that night. You got the world in your eyes, but I was just passing time. Now I'm stuck in the ride of your Coney Island lullaby. Champagne on the motel floor, your gold chain on the nightstand drawer, told me I was something rare, but love like yours is never fair. You said I was your fire, but burned me just for fun. Now I light my own cigarette, waiting for no one. Coney Island lullaby, you kissed me in the moonlight, said we never say goodbye, but your hands were cold that night. You got the world in your eyes, but I was just passing time. Now I'm stuck in the ride of your Coney Island lullaby. And I don't wanna be like her, dancing for the fame. Heaven was a neon blur, wrapped inside your name. So pour the last drink, pull the curtain down slow, say my name once, then let me go. Coney Island lullaby, you never meant goodbye. I walked you home just like before, though we don't call it home no more. The city blinked in yellow light. We talked about the weather, not the night. You laughed at something on your phone. I nodded like I wasn't alone. Then we stopped right by your street. You looked at me, said good to meet, and I smiled like I knew what to say. But some goodbyes feel safer that way. No promises, no tearful rain. Just take care and not again. The train was late, I didn't mind. I watched the people walk in lines. Some kissed, some ran, some stared ahead. I just thought of things we left unsaid, and I smiled like I knew what to say. But good love never learns how to stay. No, we should talk, no, let's pretend. Just soft shoes turning round the just like before. But we don't do that anymore. I built a garden in my mind, full of colors I can't find. People pass, they never stay, like streetlights lost in day. Mom said truth is never loud. Dad said pride can wear you out. I sat alone and wrote it down. Now I wear it like a crown. There's glass in the garden, I know I walk it slow. She said love is not a plan, it's just knowing where you stand. He gave silence as a gift. I learned how to read the rift. Life's a room you clean each night. Make your bed, then lose the light. If it hurts, that's half the fight. If you're scared, it means you're right. There's glass in the garden, I walk it slow. I don't bleed, I let it show. Hope isn't soft, it's just slow. You don't need to shine just to glow. Dreams that wore disguise, now I wear them in my eyes. Every cut became a map to places I won't turn back. So plant your fear and let it climb. Not every storm has to take You wrote my name on a napkin, misspelled it twice, but I didn't mind. Said it looks prettier that way, like foreign words that never meant to stay. We talked about cities we'll never live in. You said love feels more honest in hotels. No clocks, just the sound of the ice melting slower than we'd like. But we keep saying foreign names for things we lost along the way. You call it living, I call it escape. We're just learning how softer hands and careful eyes, and places love comes cheap but not kind. You taught me that the good things fade when you stay too long in one place. You like to kiss with the window open, so the city could hear the things we never said. And maybe that was your way of staying honest, letting the silence fill the bed. You always lit 2 cigarettes, one for now and one for later, you'd say. But you'd never finish either, just like you never stayed. And we keep saying foreign names for things we never planned to claim. You call it grace, I call it delay. A slow goodbye that feels devotion still there. They built a kingdom out of paper plates, roses in the lobby, lipstick stained debates. We danced in silence on the marble floor, waiting for the preacher that never came through the door. You said this ain't Vegas, but we'll play pretend. I wore a plastic veil, you called me your best friend. It was a television wedding, broadcast to no one. I kissed you for the credits, then the scene was done. Confetti in the hallway, champagne in my shoe. I said I do in costume, but not to you. Your suit was wrinkled, buttons coming loose. The vows were scribbled in hotel shampoo blues. I smiled for the mirror, not for the man, thinking of a life that was never the plan. The organ never played, but we heard the hum of promises fading like bubble gum. It was a television wedding with nobody watching. Our love was a trailer, misleading but haunting. You held my hand for the sake of the frame, but I left with a lighter and forgot your name. Oh, the aisle was a hallway, the bouquet, just receipts. We rehearsed the moment, but skipped all the beats. So here's to the wedding with no paper trail, two hearts in costume doomed to fail. I said I do with a tear and a grin, to a love that was never written to begin. We live in glass towers surrounded by gold. You said the view was perfect, but it's always cold. There's bourbon on the counter, the curtains are torn, and I'm reading your letters like sacred song. You wanted heaven but stayed underground, wrote our names in dust, never said them out loud. You played your records while I lit the flame. Now everything's burning, but no one's to blame. You used to drive fast on Sunset and Vine, red racing car, pretending time was mine. I watched your mother cry through a black veil, and still you danced so sweet, so pale. My dress was velvet, now it just feels dry. You kissed me soft like a Saturday lie. We laughed at the headlines, your hands on my waist, but you never looked up, just disappeared in grace. You wanted heaven but stayed under